I'm demonstrating my writing in a live stream class, and I'm writing for an actual writing project for Under the Influence. He wants me to do a spoken word piece on a song called Counting Candles. And I do, what I call flow writing, which is really just keeping me in the flow, keeping the thoughts moving, not allowing myself to get too stuck as we often do. We get stuck in these mental processes about like what to say, how to start, all that stuff. So I have one way of starting, which is playing with ideas through flow mapping, flow webbing. And, from that, I get like kind of 3 ideas that spark my interest. 2 of the ideas I kind of already know how to develop. It's in the video. You can see me developing. But as I came up, circled the 3rd idea, which was the idea of like, it was something to do with cake, my birthday cake, and some connection there. I knew when I circled it, it's like I was interested by it, but I felt like this would be the hardest one for me to develop. It's like, all right, I'm going to go and do these other 2. So I started on the other 2 and like, they're interesting, but then they all get to a point of where like, it's like I can keep going, but I'm not really feeling it, right? Like I wasn't necessarily stuck, but it was just more of like, I'm, I guess, getting to my own place of disinterest with this particular idea at this point. So same thing for the first idea, same thing for the second idea. And then I come back to the 3rd idea, which I had the block on. And this is where I demonstrate like how to actually deal with the block. Part of how I deal with these blocks is like I really didn't have any idea what was going to come out of it, right? So what I do is I'm like, all right, questions. What are the questions that are coming to mind as I think about this particular idea, right? And so I go and I list the questions and I start answering the questions as I'm listing it. And then I get to a point where I suddenly have an idea, and this idea I'm excited by, and I think I can actually make a whole, it's not just a single idea for like a line, it's a concept for the whole verse. And, from there, it's like, okay, I have something. And then so another day I proceed to, do my writing I give it about another hour of writing, and sure enough, I'm actually using this concept as the basis of the verse because I think it's, it was interesting. Now, the point of the story is that how often writers, obviously it's one for writers, it's like how often do we come across those ideas in our writing that we just don't know how to develop, and then we just simply move on to another idea. Or worse, we just stop and we don't engage, we just stay blocked and we just hope that one day we'll figure something out, or it just sits there. Right? So writers do that. And I also think that we do that in our own lives, where we get to these points where we get blocked. Like we don't know what to do, we don't know where to go next, or we perceive a block. We perceive something is going to be too challenging, too difficult to figure out, so we select to go a different way. And what I've learned from this experience is that if I want to have ideas that that are novel, that are new to me, that are truly inspiring for me, that's like, oh, this is something that I get excited about and I'm not just disinterested by, then I actually have to go to where the blocks are. I have to go to where the barriers are and engage and question and to see what's there. No guarantee, of course, that anytime I do this, something will be there. But there's a greater possibility that I will discover something I did not foresee, discover something new by facing the barriers that I often come across, by actually engaging with them, asking questions, staying with the problem longer to see what I discover.